1, 2, 3, hi devotees. Welcome back to part 4 of Outlander. We'll just say that all together. We'll just do like a full run-on sentence of it. Yeah.
Perfect. Like when we're a kid. Let's say blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, exactly.
Hi, devotees.
Welcome
back to part 4
of Outlander.
Outlander, guys. We're so excited. I listened to these by Sunday and I was like, okay, I'm waiting. I was ready.
And here I was like, okay, I'm done. It's your turn. And you're like, I'm already also done. And I was like, oh, okay.
I was like, I didn't know what chapter. I was like, all right, whatever note you want me to for whatever chapter. I'm like, I don't care. I'm just going to like, and I was just like, I went in and like word vomited. I was like, this is perfect.
It's good stuff.
So, part 4, guys, A Whiff of Brimstone only has 2 chapters, but they are long chapters. Chapter 24 was about 3 hours on the audiobook. Chapter 25 was about 2 hours. For chapters, not the whole section, the chapter. That's a lot.
It was a lot. Genuinely.
Because it's like I remember these episodes. Again, I'm seeing the episodes in my brain.
Yeah, same.
And I believe some of these are a couple episodes each, so it's like, okay.
Yeah, at least 2 or 3. How many episodes is season 1? There's 16 episodes in season 1.
Okay, that makes sense. Because some of them they have together. You know, some things kind of go together, which makes sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, chapter 24, I have all the notes for, guys. Be prepared. By the pricking of my thumbs. I'm going to try not to spoil the show, but some stuff I kind of is very different than the show, so I kind of made a comparison to that. So I was like, hold up. Yeah. So guys, like I said, a lot happens. Buckle up, devotees. There's just a lot in chapter 24. A lot. Okay. So where we left off, they had to talk. Jamie and Claire had to talk. No more. They're not gonna sleep with other people. Basically, Jamie's like, no, I'm with you. Had makeup sex. Great. Okay. So we're at a feast. You know, eating, drinking. Everyone's having a great old time. You know. And we learn Dougal's wife has passed, and nobody really seems to care, which is very different from the show because Dougal is like distraught in the show. And like, yeah, it's very different. I was like, okay, why does nobody care about Dougal's wife? And it said he has his daughters there, so I was like, I forgot he has kids. So
Was
like,
that even
okay.
ever? I don't think that was even ever touched on in the show, was it? Maybe
I don't think
once,
so.
but like,
Yeah, early on, and it's like, okay, yeah, I believe in the show she lived in another part of the lands. I think she did here too, so it wasn't like big of a deal. So yeah, that happened. Nobody really cares. It's like, okay. Why? So then we jump to Jamie and Claire in the stables about to get frisky up on the balcony or the loft, and then they hear a noise and they kind of stop and look over and watch, and it's Hamish, Colum's son, going in and trying to get a new horse. And it's like the big bad horse, and it's like, don't go near this horse. And Jamie comes down and stops him, and he finds out it's because all his friends are making jumps and he can't on his horse. He wants a better horse, and Jamie's like, I'm gonna get you an intermediate horse between yours and this one, and we'll ride around, just have you ride and practice. And like Claire's kind of watching, and you know, she in the back of her head, she's like, is Hamish Jamie's? Because remember, Gayla's put that in her brain months ago, and so she asks Jamie, and he's like, no. He's like, I barely even talked to Colum's wife when I was 16. Like, no.
yeah, this is such an LOL moment for me. I was just like, okay, Claire, quit, bro. Sometimes she lets her paranoia get the best of her.
Right?
Yeah.
Are you fucking Leary? No. Did you fuck Colum's wife? It's like, I am a virgin. How can I be a virgin and just have sex with you but still have a child? Like, use your brain, Claire. Anyway, so the later that night, they're back in their room, and Claire feels under her pillow an ill wish, which is basically like a curse, like a little stick doll thing with twine, and people used it back then for like witchcraft, and they would bring on like your ill thoughts to the person that it's placed under. So Jamie promptly throws that out, and he's like, it's taken care of. She's like, okay, like, whatever. Because, she's modern time. This is a bunch of hooey. Like, she's like, this makes no sense. um, yeah. So then Claire is out, and I think Jamie's with her too at this point. And they are hearing a bunch of dogs going off, like barking, going crazy. And we see it's Father Bane in the garden. He's attacked by the dogs, and Jamie scares them off. And she's like, you need to come cleanse your wounds or they're going to get infected. And, logical, because, ow, we don't know if these dogs are rabid. We don't want him to be rabid.
The dogs being rabid. I just want to say I love this moment so much because it comes so full circle in these 2 chapters with this like
Mm-hmm. I know. That's why I was like, yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, she's, again, logical. She's like, come get cleansed up. He storms off very offended. This is why it's important for later. This is also where it's different in the show. In the show, a kid in town is sick and they're saying he's possessed. And Claire's like, no, it's something else. And so she finds out he ate something that isn't good. And she's like, just give him this. And Father Bane is like, no, I need to do this. And it's Mrs. Fitzgibbon's like grandson or something. And so she helps convince the mom to let Claire give him medicine. And then the kid's fine. So that's what upsets Father Bane in the show. That's what's slightly different is that like she came and healed somebody and he's like witchcraft.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I think it would be actually easier for them to in the show go the route of like having Father Bane come up and get bit by dogs because that whole
I
like
know.
side quest with the grandkid kind of fruitless, kind of pointless. They kind of were doing the
Mm-hmm.
most. Just saying, could have
Yeah,
just left that out.
it had her more in like healing people and like
Hmm.
all of that, but it's like no, yeah, Father Bane being bitten and like being upset that makes more sense.
Yeah, yeah.
She could have been like, we need to put this on you, and he'd been like, why?
He
Like,
no, he literally was like clutching his pearls, like, you can't see my how dare you see my legs?
yeah,
No.
yeah. I was like, okay, Karen.
I was
Like,
just like I was just like, is she not like has the clans not already been like, she's the healer here?
yeah,
Full stop.
but
You know what I mean?
please,
And she's a married woman.
yeah,
Like, it'd be one
like
thing if
she's.
she was still like, flouncing, but she's not.
Mhm.
So, Father Bane, get over yourself. But he's like, he's a little.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So again, this is very different from the show, and it's just like, okay, I caught that. I was like, huh, okay, are we gonna go meet the boy in the village at some point? Nope. Okay, cool. Uh, Later, the stableman Alec, who Jamie works with, comes in and asks Claire for help with his rheumatism. So she's massaging him and just, helping loosen him up and get him back to where he can actually function, get it. And he starts telling Claire about Jamie's mom, which is like really sweet. Like I love that whole story of like his mom and how like she ran away and like her tricking her brothers who she married and she went off and married somebody else. And it's like that was cute. That was funny. Um, yeah,
This is the point where I was like, I need Jamie's parents' love story now.
yes, I was
And
too.
and I believe that exists. I believe that there's a novella, and I believe that we have, Blood of My Blood. So
Ooh.
there is a novella which is about Brian Fraser and Ellen Mackenzie. So that actually exists. That's fun.
That's the show. That's the new show that just came out.
And that's the new show that just came out. Yes.
Because I looked it up and I'm seeing a show and I'm like, oh.
Yep.
Oh, and Claire Beecham's parents.
Which I don't.
Which are Claire's parents. So Claire's parents meet in the parallel timeline.
Mm-hmm.
Set in 18th century Scotland and World War I era England.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that sounds cute.
We should I don't think Blood of My Blood in the reading order like happens until much later. And so like
Mhm.
I wouldn't be sad about watching Blood of My Blood in between books for
No.
us, like, cuz it's going to take us forever to like get to the end of this series. Let's see
There is
here.
no book. Blood of My Blood in his upcoming television prequel series, rather than a single specific book by Diana Gabaldon, though it is based on her universe and lore.
Oh,
There is no
interesting.
book. There is no book.
I
Yeah.
could have sworn there was.
Okay,
You'll just
perfect.
have to.
So there's no real book or show.
No, that's okay. So then we can watch it and not feel like we're being guilty.
Exactly.
New part.
Exactly. So later that night, Claire's unable to sleep, so she goes off to Colum's library to borrow a book. Makes sense. I would do that too. She overhears Colum and Dougal talking, and in her mind pieces together they're talking um that Dougal got someone pregnant, and it's Leary. We don't like Leary. And so Claire's hiding while she's listening. So then Leary is approaching with a tray, and here's Claire as she's hiding, which is like super smooth Claire, like real spy there, and drops the tray, which makes noise, and she runs off. Claire brings the tray in. Dougal leaves, and she's just there with Colum, and they kind of have an awkward like silence exchange. And then they were watching from the window Hamish ride a horse. Not It's the intermediate horse, not the bad horse. And he's doing a cool jump, show off his friends, but then he falls off the horse, and the horse I think falls on him, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
And Colin panics for a second, which I get. And Claire's kind of alert too. And she sees the horse get up. They see Hamish get up and like throw up basically. And then just lean on the wall and like sit. And she's like, he's fine. He had the wind knocked out of him. He got up, he moved. He's good, basically. And the most awkward fucking thing that Claire says to him, you care for him as though he were your own, don't you? And it's like, bitch, it is supposed to be his kid. Like, why would you say that?
Claire, read again. Claire, I'm asking you. I'm here once again, and I'm asking you to read the room.
Please, Claire.
And it's just like Claire. It's just like maybe you shouldn't. Here's the thing: is she loves to put her foot in her mouth and then just be like, "I didn't do that. I never actually even knew." And it's just like you
Mhm.
forget yourself. You forget that in this world you have absolutely zero power, and any of these people can literally order you away or just like kill you at any point in time. Like you can't just like
Especially the
say
layered.
shit. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, especially that chick, 'cause it's supposed to be his. Nobody knows it's not his. It's like, you know, because you're medically trained and you know that people with his disease cannot produce heirs. Like, you know that. Shut the fuck up. And then he stares at her for a long ass time, which I don't blame him. And then he says he does care. Like, but still, like, Claire. Fuck. It's like, yeah, no wonder Colum didn't try to help her in the next chapter. I don't blame him. It's like, get this bitch out of here. And I was like, keep your mouth shut, Claire. I was like
Bro,
starting to type. I was like, keep your mouth shut. Keep my damn kid's name out your mouth.
they were literally looking for a reason to like get her gone.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the fact that nobody showed up and to defend her either, like nobody showed
Except
up
our
to
one favorite person.
correct. Anyways, we're getting ahead of ourselves, but
We are.
says
We're
a
just
lot.
angry.
Says a lot, Miss Claire.
Miss Claire, yeah. Okay. So at dinner the next night or so, the Duke of Sandringham is brought up. And as his visit is very soon, within the next couple of days, they're expecting him to arrive. Um, and then everyone kind of starts to find out what happened with Jamie and the Duke when Jamie was 16, when the Duke was here last. And not even Colum knew this. Like, nobody really knew what was going on. So basically, the Duke favors boys, as we figured out. Men, but kind of boys. And it came on to Jamie when Jamie was 16. I said in ways that he would very much be in jail right now or running the country.
It's
Cutting it.
it's funny no, keep it in. Keep it in. Allegedly, but no, actually.
Allegedly. He would be on
Actually.
a list.
Yeah.
He'd be
Yeah.
in some files. Anyway.
The parallels of this world and our world
I
freak me
know.
the fuck out. I'm just saying.
I know. I know. Because, yeah, so the Duke came on to him. Jamie, like, ran off. And because he kind of rubbed up on him. Jamie's like, what the fuck? And then the Duke wanted him as, like, a manservant, basically, like a valet. Because he's like, I don't have one. And so Colm has Jamie go, and Jamie's like, I couldn't say no and tell you why because you're making a deal with him, and I didn't want that to go through. And Colm's like dejected, like you did that for me, and he's like, yeah. And Colm's like, oh Jesus. It's like that's how much your nephew loves you and respects you. He was like, I will tolerate this shit to make sure your deal goes through and your lands are good. Like, damn. So yeah, we don't like the Duke, guys. I don't know how much story he's gonna have here because I feel like it's at this point in the show that the Duke shows up and Claire goes and secretly meets with him first, and then Jamie goes and meets with him because like right after your area they go off to home. So I'm like, is that gonna happen?
I know, I was just thinking that same thing, but then I'm also like, didn't they go to Lallybrook and then meet up with the Duke? I can't like remember exactly the
No,
details.
no, because they met up with the Duke around this time. Like Claire went there. It's like my husband's gonna come to you, and you're gonna give him what he wants. You're gonna grant like asylum, basically, like say all this shit, and because I know this and this, and so he's like, oh, kind of intrigued by Claire threatening his ass, and then Jamie comes and tries to make the deal, and then he has to have a duel in place of the Duke with another clan, and then they start making fun of the Duke for like being gay, basically, and they get in a fight. Yeah. It was like, okay, it's like short time, but it's like around this point. Because I don't remember him having dinner at the castle. Unless I forgot. I did not watch it that long ago. So yeah, this is kind of like a montage a little bit here. So after all of that, like Claire is in her surgery room, and then Jamie and Alec come bursting in, grab her hands, and she's like, what the fuck? They're like, perfect, let's go. She helps deliver a horse because it was stuck and she had to turn the foal because the guy that does it is incapacitated. And I was like, that's so sweet.
I liked that like little slice of life moment. I thought that was really sweet.
I know, because Claire's like, whoa, this is actually kind of cool. Yeah. And so I can't remember if it's the next day or not, but like a day or two later, whatever. Claire and Galus are gathering herbs, as they do during their little walks, which we see a lot in the show. And then Claire hears a baby cry, and she's like, "What is that?" And then she starts to go towards it, and then Galus informs her it's a changeling that she must leave it alone so the fairies can like retrieve their baby and give the family their baby back. And Claire's like, you don't actually believe that shit, do you? Like, it's not real. Changelings are real. And she's like, it's real to the family. And so she starts to leave, and then Claire's like, I'm gonna go back and get the baby. Like, it's a baby out in the cold, dying. No. So she starts to go back, and then she sees like a shadow, and it's Jamie, and he's like, the baby's already dead. I went and looked because I ran into Galus. And so he went to help too. Because he knows Claire would not leave a child, even though he's like, it's a changeling. Can't do anything. Because again, those superstitions. Yeah, it's very sad. I remember this in the show. It was very sad. And Claire does get to the baby, and she's holding it, and she's like upset.
Yeah. This was a hard
Very
part of the
sad.
show to watch for sure, and it's just like I wish that Galus would have tried harder for her to not touch the baby at this point and like disturb it. Although obviously Claire once again cannot be reasoned with because it's Claire. If I had
It's
to guess
Claire.
her sign, she's probably a fucking Leo, dude. She's a Leo
No, we
or an
find out her birthday.
Aries. Oh, we do? What's
She
her
says in
birthday?
like chapter 25. It's October 20th.
Scorpio. Knew it.
Mm-hmm. Because she said she's like, I was born on the 20th of October 19 something.
Pretty sure she's a goddamn Scorpio.
Yeah. I'm double checking.
Oh yes, I was oh she's a Libra. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Wow. They're cuspy. They're cuspy with Scorpios, so they get that little nasty Scorpio
Because my mom's
energy.
the 23rd, so she's definitely a cuss. My mom goes back and forth
Yeah.
between the two. Yeah, so yeah, she's October 20th, so I was like, okay. So yeah, no, we do find out her birthday.
Interesting. Okay. I did not
Jamie's
clock.
like, ooh, an older woman.
Oh, Jamie. Jamie, you don't know what you signed up for.
He's okay with that, though.
I guess. Yeah, he's a different kind of man, isn't he? He's a man from a different time, isn't he?
Literally.
Literally. Yeah.
So yeah, anyway. I forgot what the whole rampage was about. Anyway, rampage. Anyway, Jamie finds her. He's like, the baby's dead. That they must go back because the Duke is here now. Dun dun dun. Galus offers to Claire to find out who left the ill wish for her. Be like, I can find that shit out. She's like, did you do it? She's like, no, but I can find out who did. And so then a few days later, she goes to Galus's house. And this I was very confused about because this is not happening in the show. But Galus starts to do like a summoning spell, and it brainwashes Claire. And I'm like, Claire, but like this confused the fuck out of me. Galus is basically trying to find out who put it there and put her in a trance. Who knows?
The best part about this is that she just basically made Claire inhale opium. That's what she inhaled to, like,
Get her all loopy, yeah.
But like,
And
pliant. Fuck Galus so fucking hard for this point in the story, because she's like, yeah, come over and I'll tell you who it's from. Like, I'll do some witchcraft. The bitch sold the goddamn ill wish to Leary and knew it.
I know. She's like, I think she just wanted her there to find out more about Claire because she's like, I'm sus of her because we know the truth about Galus. We find it out here real soon. But it's like, what the fuck, Galus?
Yeah, shady fucking bitch.
Asking her questions. Yes, Galus is so shady. And so yeah, she's asking a bunch of questions, and before more secrets could be spilt, they're interrupted. Galus's husband Arthur interrupts them. He comes in, and I forgot why, but him and Galus go into a room, and then I think there's pounding, and then there's quiet, and then he comes out like pale faced, and she's like, "Galus, you good?" And she's like, "Yep, we're okay." And she's like, "Okay, like whatever." And then they leave. Her, because Jamie came with her. They leave, and at dinner that night, in front of the Duke and everyone, Arthur chokes and dies. And Claire had run over trying to help because Galus is screaming, "My husband, my husband." And Claire, being who she is like, I'm gonna go help somebody like choking because she thought he was choking. So that's where she's like, I'm gonna go help him, like, turn him over, pat it, like, banged on his back, nothing. And yeah, he died, unfortunately. And that was sad. Then Jamie tells Claire he has to go on a hunt with the Duke, and he says, stay away from Galus. Something's up with her. She's no good for you. We can't afford these more rumors, Claire. Stay away from her. And, Claire listens, and she's in the castle the entire time, and she goes and collects herbs and helps. Oh, wait, that's me listening to Jamie. Just kidding. Claire doesn't fucking listen. Like, yes, sir, Jamie, come home to me.
Got him. Got him.
Claire listened for about 2 weeks, it says. She was there doing what she was there in the castle, doing what she could, doing what she's supposed to. And then Leary, the fucking bitch, gives Claire a message. Galus is sick and was requesting her come and assist her. So Claire rushes to Galus's house because this is her only friend, And she finds Galus sitting by the fire with a drink, which I'm like, should you be having a drink? And she's not sick.
I just realized that. Also, this reminded me so much of Nesta, too. Just sitting by the fire with a drink, disheveled as fuck. Like, yeah, I'm good.
I know. And I'm like, okay. But yeah, Gayla's sitting by the fire with a drink. The house is quiet. Like, she's not sick. There's nobody there. And she did not send for Claire. What? Really? Larry lied. How dare she? And then Claire's like, a familiar rumbling draws near. It is the Hulk. I couldn't think of a Pokemon. It's like my brain blanks on the Pokemon. It is somebody with the power to contact Boulder.
It's Toph from the Airbender.
I just watched a video of all of Toph's being sassy, like, oh, look at this. She's like, I can't see. I'm blind. I love Toph.
I love Toph too. Iconic.
That's 24,
shit.
guys. Toph is iconic. Okay, if Toph was here, imagine. That would be so great.
Iconic. In this story, iconic.
Iconic. Yeah. She'd be like, I'm fucking done. Oh, bury everybody.
I'm bringing the seeing stones to you. Yeah. She puts the seeing stones there, like, just saying. Oh my god. Chapter 25 is not as crazy, but is, you know, we're getting there too.
24 had a lot of information.
It did. It was definitely an info dump. Chapter 25 is now the resolution to the info dump. So we have less like giddy montage, hee hee ha ha good times in chapter 25, I will say. So chapter 25, thou shalt not suffer a witch to live. Witch!
She's a witch.
She's a witch! So this one is 48 pages and 2 hours long, you guys. Natasha mentioned that at the top of the hour, but yeah, it was a slog. Not in a bad way, though. So
a lot of information.
Yeah. So at this point, Claire is abducted and by the Hulk and thrown into the dungeons with Galus. At that point, you know, her and Galus are kikiing. She's like, oh, Galus, you've been down here a while. How long have we been out? And Galus is like, a while, bitch. Galus is disheveled, you know. They get to chit-and-chatting, and she's like, why am I down here? And Galus is like, she's like, you know, if she could be smoking a blunt in the corner and being like, I don't know. I feel like that's what Galus would do.
She fucking would.
She's a maniac. So they're chitting and chatting. It's revealed during this time that the ill wish Claire found, which is, we had already spoiled that for you guys. But the ill wish that Claire had found under her bed was actually from Leary, and Galus made it and sold it to Leary. So, which was fucked because she knew it the whole goddamn time. It's not like she makes these ill wishes on the regular and just hands them out all about town, because Leary paid for the goddamn ill wish. And like, Claire was just like, why would you make that? And she was just like, she paid for it. And I was like, okay, girl, get your coin. But like, also, you knew the whole goddamn time. Why do we have to do this whole bait and switch on poor Claire? Like, Pear doesn't get that much sympathy from me because dumbass, but like, still, you know, Galus is like enemy number one. Okay, so Claire suspects that Leary is pregnant with Dougal's baby, but it actually turns out Miss Gilly Willy Vanilli is pregnant. Gilly Vanilli. She's the one. And she's pregnant, and she offed her husband because, remember that whole interaction where her husband walks into her closet and he comes out pale-faced and spooked? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's because Gilly was in there being 6 months fucking pregnant, and he was like, I didn't do that.
Did I do that?
Mm-hmm. He knew he didn't fucking do that. And she was just like, and what?
Mm-hmm.
And what? So she obviously had to kill her husband. Obviously. Totally.
Obviously. And I think I know it's hinted in the show that she killed Dougal's wife.
Right. I forgot about that because she wanted to be with Dougal because power. That's her whole
Because
thing.
when her in the show, when her husband died, her and Dougal shared a look, and Claire saw it, and Colum saw it, and that's when Colum sends Dougal's ass away
Ewy.
in the show.
Icky,
Yeah.
icky, icky. So Gilly, we find out, finally her true character. First, we're sussy of her because she's acts weird. She does things that doesn't seem to make sense. She's very like, she's not altruistic. She's like the opposite of that. She's everything for herself. Always. She's just secretive and weird and says weird things and leads people in wrong directions. And she's weird. Turns out that she's a Jacobite. And the whole thing is that she's been positioning to become Dougal's, next kind of love interest. Obviously, she's pregnant with his bebe, and she wants to be his new waifu. And, honestly, you can have him.
No.
You can
Yeah.
have him. Like, get him out of here.
Again, I'll take the actor, not the character.
Yeah. Snaps for that. So, so finally we're in the witch trial of it all. Okay, so they get yeeted out of the dungeon. They're in the trial room. We're in the trial of it all, and a lot of people are coming forward accusing Gilly and Claire of being witches. The couple that saw their baby being taken out of the tree, they actually saw Claire do that, and they were like, yeah, like, why the fuck would she tamper with that whole situation? And they were pissed off. They were super fucking pissed off about it because they genuinely believed that the Fae would come and, take their baby, and then they would have a Fae child, or the Fae child would die, and that's how they would copium the fact that their child was sick, and they didn't basically go look for help, medical help. No, it's because they have traditions in this land, and Claire fucked it all up. So
how dare she?
Remember when we mentioned our dear old priest who got bit the fuck up by those dogs? Right. So he comes up as another character witness for Miss Claire, and he's like, he's telling everybody that Claire told him that he would fester and die, that she claimed that, death on him. And he was like, I'm not dead. And she takes one look at his leg and goes, you soon will be, my brother. You soon will be. And he's just like, see?
Cursing me.
Mm-hmm. She cursing me.
And in the show, he's like, she's right. Medicine helped heal that boy. It wasn't God. I'm turning away. And they're like, only a witch will make a man turn away from God. And it's like, okay. And he's like,
yeah.
He's like, has a sneaky ass smile. I'm like, this fucker.
Yeah.
I church.
Forgot about that. I totally forgot about that. So eventually, like, all these people show up. They're all talking about Gilly and Claire and this and that and potions and lotions and bad things and hexes and so many things are popping off. Finally, the knight in the knight in shining armor. It ain't Colum. It ain't Dougal. It ain't Jamie. It's Ned McGowan. It's Ned McGowan. So Ned arrives to defend. God damn it, and good thing. So Ned arrives to defend Claire, and basically, just like he goes on and on and on about, why Claire. He just goes on, and Claire is sitting there like, she's like, I'm trying not to fall asleep, and like, I know he's like defending me, but this whole litigation process is like, oh my. And then eventually she's like, I wish that they would just fucking kill me. Like, I don't want to listen to this anymore. Which I'm just like,
Millennial?
I was like, Miss Ma'am, oh my God. Girl, you need to prioritize your life. You really do. You need to reprioritize your fucking life. So, yeah. The townspeople decide, okay, well, a witch don't float. They sink. So they're like, we're gonna drown the hoe. And Claire is like, okay, no, you're not. She was like, she said, be so fucking serious. No, you're not. So instead, they rip open her bodice and they start fucking hitting her. So at this point, this is when shit hits the fan and things go crazy style. So
Mhm.
fucking, and I don't know if this is accurate. I need you to correct me on this, but I said Gilly goes full Blair Witch Project. I've never seen the movie, so I need you to correct me. I was doing a funny,
Uh,
but not actually being educated about it, so I don't know if it
I love
works.
it.
Does it work?
I love it. It does work because, like, in a way, yeah, but nobody's the witch and Blair Witch, so it's like it's more like
Mm,
Exorcist, like possessed
interesting.
type
Okay,
shit.
so it does fucking work. So Gilly goes full fucking psycho mode. She rips open her bodice. She's like, ah! I am a witch. And then she's like, I'm pregnant with the devil's seed. She's 6 months pregnant. Everybody in the building, first of all, how do you get to be 6 months pregnant and nobody fucking sees that shit? Okay, she was hiding
The
it
dresses they
well.
wear.
She was hiding it well. So she's like, ah, and all the townspeople are like, holy shit. And she's like, yeah, it's the devil's seed. Um, and it's iconic. Actually, in the show, it is
It is
iconic.
iconic. She does do that. She's like, it's the devil's baby, and she's like topless and everything, and everyone's like, oh god, and she's like, ah.
Yeah, she starts moaning and freaking out, and it's so funny. At this point, Claire notices something particular, something odd, something off about Gilly's form. She
Hmm.
notices that Gilly has a very distinct mark on her shoulder. It is the mark of a smallpox vaccine that only people from her time would have.
Mm-hmm.
Shook.
Shooketh.
Anyway, so Jamie swings in fucking Tarzanical and grabs Claire in the chaos, and they get on the horse and they ride away. Um Eventually, after some time, he gets Claire off the horse, gets her down, and confronts Claire and goes, all right, I'm gonna need you to give it to me straight. Are you a witch for real? And Claire basically loses her fucking mind and goes into hysteria, laughing out loud and just like, after all the things that you could say to me right now, that's the thing that you want to ask? And he was like,
Mm-hmm.
we promised to be honest with each other, Claire. Remember that conversation where we promised and then if we ever needed to talk to each other and go into couples counseling that we would be honest with each other? And Claire literally was like, you.
Fine.
She loses it again at him. And is like, she just monologues how she's not a witch. But you know what? Everything that she does and everything that she is, of course, that would look like she's a witch because she's from 200 years in the future. Her birthday is this day, and of course, I can walk through a room of sick people. I can do this. I can do that. I can be here. I can be there, and everybody's gonna think that I'm a witch. But it's dead ass just because vaccines haven't been invented. You don't even know what a vaccine is. You've ever heard the word vaccine? No, Jamie, because you're 200 years old and I'm not. I haven't even been born yet. My family line doesn't even exist. I am stuck. And I'm from the future.
Basically, that's what happens, and he's just sitting there like,
It's a
and
it's a Phil of the future moment. And Claire goes, anyways, you probably think I'm literally clinically insane. And Jamie goes, actually, I believe you.
he's like, things make sense now.
He said, actually, I believe you.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, well, you have all those stories about the people going through the stones. And he was like, in Craig Nadoon. And she's like, yeah. And he's like, all right, get on the horse. So Claire gets back on the horse and Jamie takes off to Craig Nadoon. Once Claire figures out where they are in the space-time continuum, they get up to the stones, and Jamie has decided that the right thing to do, because his sense of justice is so strong, the right thing to do is to goddamn push Claire through the stones, like shove her ass through the stones. Then he hesitates
Mhm.
because she goes white as a sheet and gets this like dizzy look in her eye, and he goes, "Ooh, that's not no, I shouldn't force the issue. She needs to do this is
Mhm.
something she needs to do on her own. She came through the stones on her own. This is something that she needs to make a decision." He goes, "Listen, Claire. Mind you, she has a moment where she starts to hear Frank through the stones. And she's like, I can feel the buzzing. I know the magic. Like if I could go now. I could and he's there. It's two twinkles. It's a twinkle over here and it's a twinkle over there. And that's literally how she describes it, which I was like, okay, weird. Sure. Um so Jamie goes, "Listen, okay, this is a decision that you clearly need to make on your own. You see that
Mhm.
cottage yonder? I'm gonna be at that cottage until the next morning. If you don't show up, I know that you went through the stones, and I'll have to make peace with it and move on with my life. I don't know how, but I will." So Claire sits and thinks about her choices and, you know, what she wants in her future and ultimately who she loves the
Mhm.
most. And she chooses Jamie. So she goes back to the cottage. She lays in bed next to Jamie, and Jamie, snatches her up and loves on her. And then he makes a joke that he wish he could have fought Frank, which this mentality makes so much sense because remember, Jamie's 23 years old. Yeah, of course he wants to fight another old man. Remember, Frank is like old as shit. He's much older than Claire. He's got like a few years on her.
That's right, he does. I forgot.
Yep, age gap romance. So both ways actually. Um so Jamie wants to fight a hoe and Claire laughs cuz she's just like, "What?" And he was like, "Well, that way you wouldn't have any guilt for wanting to be with me because I won you fair and square." And she's just like, "That's okay. That's not how it works, Jamie." And then they hop on the horse and he goes, "To Lallybrook we go." And that's the end of chapter 25.
Yay! What I loved about chapter 25 though is when she's explaining everything and she's like, I came through the stones. Even in the show he does this too, which is like it breaks my heart. It's that moment of you were heading to the stones when they caught you and then I whipped you for it. I beat you for it. And she's like, yeah. And he's like, fuck. He feels so guilty. Like the show did that so well too. Like that part, I'm like, oh, my heart hurts because Jamie feels so guilty. He's like, you were just trying to go to your husband. He's like, you are still married. She's like, technically, he's not alive yet.
Yeah.
So, yes and no. And he's
Eh.
like, you just wanted to go to your husband. He's like, oh, damn. That's why he's like, go home. And he's like, forcing her to go. And then he's like, no, I want you to stay.
I want you to stay. Yeah. Yeah, he's
Yeah, like, there's
torn.
that whole scene.
He's
Hmm.
torn. I mean, he clearly wants her to make the decision. He doesn't know how to tell her that
Hmm.
he wants her to make the decision. He wants her to stay and be with him for forever because Jamie is in love with Claire, and Claire is the one that's still the problem. She's still undecided. She's been undecided
Hmm.
this whole time. She's been married to this man, yet she's been, slopping his dong this whole time, like getting frisky in all the unnatural places, and yet she's still like, I should go back home though. It's like, let me. She's like, I'm
Yeah.
cool. I'm cool with having this tryst and then dipping, and it will all be just a dream. Well, guess the frig what? It weren't.
It
It
weren't. Nope,
weren't.
it was not. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
I love that she made the decision to stay because it shows like she really does love Jamie more.
Mm-hmm.
And I think she's like, I want to see where this can go.
Mm-hmm.
And so I love that. I love that. Excited to see how well this goes. I'm excited to see his sister,
Yes. Yeah, me too.
Jenny. Hmm.
I'm ready for that hard conversation to happen. For sure.
Hmm.
For sure.
We only have 10, 15 more chapters, roughly.
Hey. Yeah,
3 sections, 15 chapters.
let's go. I was like,
Alright,
okay,
me
here, okay,
too.
and so here's the thing, and this is an exclusive for our fam over here, a little exclusive. I think we need a palate cleanser in between
Mhm.
a buddy, like a Fable Book Club palate cleanser. I think we'll let the people pick our next book.
Oh, yes.
But I need like I need like a shifter romance. I need like a wolf vampire. I need like something fucking corny as motherfucker to read
Oh, yes.
next. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love that corny. Yeah. Yeah.
See you next
See you
time
next time
for
for
part
part
5.
5. But I'm really enjoying this.
That's crazy.
I feel like there's so much story left to tell, though.
Okay, yeah, because you're sitting here and you're thinking about the TV show and you're like, okay, but
Mhm.
like so much happens between the end point of these two chapters and like the end conceivably of the TV show, and you're like, how are they gonna fit that into this book?
Yeah, because I have it marked. So this is what we've read. This is what we have to read. So how much more can they fit into this?
I don't know. I mean, it'll be really interesting. I'm actually having the best time. I'm so glad that we picked Outlander. Jamie swings in like, oh, type shit. Like legitimately swings in. I heard that.
That was a motorcycle nearby.
Holy shit, that sounded like your
My
phone
window's
vibrating on a
open like this
desk.
much.
That's so funny.
No, somebody's speeding down that road on a
Meow.
motorcycle.
Meow.
Yeah.